The SEC has gone absolutely mental. After suing Binance, they're now going after Coinbase. However, the SEC's case has a fatal flaw that will definitely cause them to lose, and it's entirely of Gary Gensler's own making. Let us tell you why in this video. Let's rewind back to 2021 when Gary Gensler was first appointed as the chairman of the SEC. During that time, he testified to Congress saying that the SEC does not have authority to regulate any crypto exchanges. Here's a clip of him saying that in an interview with CNBC.
I do think that working with Congress, and I think it's only Congress that could really address it, it'd be good to consider, if you would ask my thoughts, to consider whether to bring greater investor protection to the crypto exchanges. And I think if that were to be the case, because right now the exchanges trading in these crypto assets do not have a regulatory framework, either at the SEC or our sister agency, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission.
The problem for the SEC is that Gensler's testimony was entirely correct and agreed by Congress. Which agency may be given authority to regulate crypto exchanges is a major question that can only be answered by Congress and not the SEC. The SEC alone cannot exercise its legal authority into existence without the approval by Congress. To put it simply, there is a consensus within the SEC that they lack legal authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges. From what we're seeing, Gensler is fighting this war alone because there are members within the SEC that do not agree with what he's doing. Before we explain even further, this video is brought to you by Bybit.
Bybit is a top cryptocurrency exchange with the most volume in derivatives trading, which is pretty insane if you want to get in on that crypto action. If you want to join the Bybit exchange, sign up with our link down below and you'll automatically get 20 USDT in your derivatives account. But it's only for the first 100 people, so what are you waiting for?
Now that the SEC is suing Coinbase, the Coinbase legal team will definitely zero in on the communication within the SEC leading up to Gensler's testimony in 2021. So there'll be emails, meeting notes, memos, text messages within the SEC staff. Just imagine what these SEC staff have been saying about Gensler. What is he talking about? We're suddenly claiming this authority that we told the Congress and the American people that we do not have in the first place. The SEC's legal team will have the impossible task of explaining away their own chairman's testimony to Congress and all the documents and discussions that proceeded internally within the SEC. Honestly, this is very embarrassing for the SEC. There's a lot of confusion and contradiction within the SEC. If they can't even handle that internally, how can they handle the case with Coinbase?
All right, let's take a step back. Now, it is true that Gary Gensler's testimony is enough to bring the SEC's case to the ground. But if that's not enough, there's another critical mistake that they have made. You see, the core issue right now is that the SEC is classifying all crypto assets as securities. All right, so let's rewind back a little bit. In short, securities are basically assets that have a security contract. So anything that has to do with derivatives, futures, or anything that derives value from a certain asset, that is classified as a security. It has no utility whatsoever. It's only used for trading. So stocks are a very common example of securities, whereas commodities are assets that have utility. So now you see where the problem is, right? So a lot of the big tokens that we have are more in line with commodities because they have utilities. Paying transaction fees using that token is actually part of that utility. Staking is also a utility because by staking, you are essentially reinforcing the security of the blockchain network, right? More staking means more users on the network, more decentralized, and more for the validators to work off of. But even then, there is still no official list of what defines which crypto assets are either a security or a commodity. Not until last weekend, when Republican lawmakers have finally begun to draft a bill with the CFTC and SEC over what determines which crypto assets are securities or commodities. But what we're seeing right now is that Gary Gensler has gone rogue. He's gone mental. He's jumped the gun and he's just targeting these crypto exchanges under the pretense that these crypto assets are securities. And the biggest blunder of them all is that Gary Gensler himself has failed to provide adequate legal guidance on what differentiates a security from a commodity. Right? He cannot even give a straight answer. Is Ethereum a security or a commodity? Remember that clip?
How would you categorize these of them? I think that the general sweep of what Congress did, not just in the 30s, but has amended. I'm asking you, sitting in your chair now to make an assessment under the laws as exist, is Ether a commodity or a security? I'm asking you a specific question, Chair Gensler. I said this in private. This should be no shock to you. I'm asking this question. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view. I'm asking you a very simple question about the second largest digital asset. What is your view? And my view is if there's a group of individuals in the middle that the public is interested. All right.
And just yesterday, in an interview with Bloomberg TV, he didn't even give a straightforward answer to what a digital currency is. Check out this one.
We don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar. It's called the euro. It's called the yen. They're all digital right now.
I mean, come on. If you don't have a legal framework to work off of, how are you going to provide evidence to the court that these crypto assets are indeed securities, right? What's even worse is the Hinman Documents. So the Hinman Documents is basically written by a former director in the SEC claiming that Ethereum is not a security, right? So this is the biggest weapon that Ripple has been using, and for sure for Binance as well, and very likely also another weapon for Coinbase. And the fact that Gary Gensler is trying his hardest to hide the evidence that there is a Hinman Documents is just very suspicious. So we'll have to wait for the Hinman Documents to be made available as well. It's supposed to be released yesterday, but the deadline has been extended to June 13. To be honest, what I think Gary Gensler is playing at right now is that he is buying time, all right? Instead of proving that crypto assets are securities, he is just going after these crypto exchanges in hopes of winning that case. And by winning that case, inadvertently, these crypto assets would be forced to be classified as security. This is honestly such a low blow for Gary Gensler. Why don't you just wait out for a bill that states out the definitions of which crypto assets are securities and commodities, then you can make your stupid lawsuits, right? He's just wasting time right now. He's just getting all of the attention around the world because he is losing his case right now with Ripple. Right now, it's just a desperate attempt to get a win. That's why he's suing Binance. That's why he's suing Coinbase. God knows who is he gonna sue tomorrow, all right?
So in conclusion, there are two critical mistakes that the SEC have made. Firstly, the testimony that Gensler made in 2021, saying that the SEC has no authority to regulate any crypto exchanges, will definitely backfire and give the SEC legal team a very hard time in building a case.
And secondly, there is no legal framework of what defines which crypto assets are security or commodity. We're just seeing Gary Gensler being a one-man army tyrant right now, going after these exchanges with no solid concrete evidence to support his argument. If you've made it this far into the video, we want to thank you so much for watching. It would mean a lot for us if you'd like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue creating awesome content for you guys. My name is Airdrop Ron.
I'm Nat.
Bye!